Hello, fellow human. My name is Casey Foyt. Thank you for your attention. It's the most precious thing that you have, and I'm honored that you're bequeathing it upon thee. This video is about depression, and I hope that by the end of it, you will feel like you've got another arrow in your quiver the next time the mean reds come a-knockin'. What do I mean by that? I hope that you feel a little more equipped the next time depression comes rolling around. The reason that I'm making this video today, I've been trying to do this for the last month and a half-ish. I've recorded dozens of videos that'll probably never see the light of day for one reason or another. And this one seemed like the one to do because yesterday the lanky tendrils of depression with their suction cups came. I don't know, whatever. Depression tried to come yesterday. Another cycle tried to start. And tempting as it was to fall into it, because it's very comfortable and familiar, I used my little technique and it was really difficult, and I had a super crappy day in my head, but I made it through and I'm smiling today. Normally, my cycles last maybe a few weeks, and then I'll get like a week of feeling hopeful or positive or I don't know, ambitious. Like all of the things that are inside of me, all of the things that I want to create and that I want to do, and the places that I want to go, and all of my friends that I want to see, and my family, the people that I love that I want to communicate with. I want to do this all the time, but I don't have the energy to do it. And I'll get maybe one week a month or something like that, or a couple of good days a month where I feel like, yeah, I can do that. I can talk to them. I can call them. I can go out. I can people. So one depression can suck me down into something that lasts a long time and is pretty dark. And so now, yesterday, it came and it went. And that's pretty impressive for me, even. That's really, I didn't expect it to be completely gone. And maybe it's not. Maybe once I stop doing this, or once I start editing, or once I go grocery shopping, it's going to come back. I don't know, but I'll just continue doing presents, and we'll see what happens. That's all I can do. So what I did yesterday, and this is what I do, is I identify all of the thoughts without judgment, which means without shame, without fear, without guilt, without saying this is good or this is bad. Just know all of the feelings that you're feeling. Just sit with them. Sit with them. Don't turn them off. Don't turn away from them. Don't hide in your phone. Send a million texts to a million people looking for all the love. Sit with them, and that's it. Just sit with them for a second. You don't have to sit with them for a long time. Just know that they're there. And that's a really hard thing to do. When you're in the middle of a depression, what you want to do is hide from it. You go binge something on Netflix or YouTube, or read, or get stoned, or get drunk, or go for a walk, or go for a run, eat. There's shopping. We're really good at hiding from our feelings. This is important because it helps you disidentify. Is that a word? It helps you unidentify with the feeling. It's key. You need to identify the feelings so that you can separate yourself from them. Instead of saying, I am sad, I am not good enough. It's just a feeling that's happening within you. If you are a feeling, it's love. Just throwing it out there. This works because it's like training your brain. The brain is an exquisite tool. It is a marvelous servant, but it is a terrible master. You should never, ever, ever leave your brain to its own devices, because all it's going to do is validate what it's already seeing, what's already in front of it. That's the brain's job. If you think, I'm wonderful, your brain is going to come up with 700 reasons why you're wonderful. But more easily than that, especially if you're anxiety or depression prone, if you've had a dark past, if you've been a victim of this or that, then your brain is going to, if you say, I'm a piece of crap, nobody loves me, then your brain is going to be like, yup, and here's 100 more reasons why. Here's 1,000 more reasons why. Because that's what the brain does. So don't ever leave your brain alone with nothing to play with. You need to give it something to chew on. Brain is like a puppy. It wants to chew on stuff all the time. So maybe you're going to watch this for the first time now, and you're going to go through a couple of cycles of depression before you are able to put it into practice, before you're able to remember, hey, I watched that thing that time. I need to do this. The next time you get in a depression, if you're in a depression right now, just sit back and observe the thoughts. Don't believe them. Thoughts are going to come up no matter what. Your brain is just going to keep going. It's going to keep coming up with thoughts. And by the way, you're not the originator of your thoughts. You are not the generator of your thoughts. Your brain comes up with them. You do not. So that should be a relief. But the brain is going to continue to come up with thoughts whether you like it or not, and it's going to come up with thoughts based on what it's already thinking. So if you can just observe the feeling as it's happening, not believe it, which also means not becoming it, not behaving in ways that prove this thought to be true. Because for me, what will happen is I'll be like, I'm not good enough, and then I'll eat a bar of chocolate. And I'll be like, see, not good enough. And then I'll go down a different rabbit hole of I don't work out enough, and I'm in bad shape, and I don't eat well, and I don't call my family enough, and I don't read nearly enough, and I have all these projects that I want to start, but I don't ever actually finish them. And my brain will just keep going and finding reasons to validate this. And then in real life, what will happen is I will start doing things that validate all of the thoughts. You see how it's a snake eating its tail? So the trick is to just keep remembering to observe your thoughts without judgment. So don't even think the next time you think, or the next time, this is what I do, the next time I think I'm not good enough, just like yesterday, when I thought I'm not good enough, I observed that thought, I knew that it was happening, and I tried to keep distance from it, as hard as that was, because it is so easy to wallow. Like, I really wanted to go in there and be like, yeah, I'm not good enough, and also this, and I want to sleep, and I want to get stoned, and I want to drink a beer, and I want to eat chocolate, and then eat all the pasta. So, careful with yourself. When the thought came yesterday, I just observed it without judgment. I didn't think, I just thought a bad thought. No, I just knew that it was a thought that came. Because thoughts are going to come and go. Thoughts are going to come and go whether you want them to or not. And if you actually think about it, you'll know that this is true. You'll think a random thought like, the pig flies high at midnight, and it'll be like a very clear, loud man's voice, and you're a woman, and you'll be like, what? Our brains do weird stuff. We don't always have to validate what the brain says. Just saying. Step 2. Notice what's happening in your present moment. So, I feel like crap. I'm not a good person. No. You notice that you're feeling bad, number 1. Number 2, you step out of it and you look at it. This is the feeling that I'm feeling. You identify it. It is this. And if you can, identify where it is in the body. And then step back a little bit further and come really to the present moment and notice where you are. I'm in a room. It's very white and echoey. There are mountains in front of me. There are pillows everywhere. It's a bit chilly. Whatever you can feel, if you can smell, notice whatever's happening in the present moment, and then carry on with your day. That's it. Try to do everything without judgment. That also is broken down to good and bad. Is it bad that it's echoey in here? No. It just is. I mean, for the purposes of recording, it's somewhat annoying, but it is also just a fact. Notice what it is. It is echoey in here. It is cold in here, but this is just a fact. It's not, I'm not attached to it, and I'm not averse to it. To recap, step 1, notice that you're feeling bad. Notice it with compassion, but without judgment. It's not good, it's not bad. Just know I'm in a funk. Number 2, identify the emotions, and if you can, identify where they are in the body. Number 3, don't believe them. Know that they're not real. That they're just as random as joyful, ecstatic thoughts. and you can choose which thoughts you want to believe. I'll make another video about meditation. Number 4, identify things in your physical environment. Number 5, move on. Move on with your day. That's it. I know it sounds really dumb, but I swear to bears it works, because everything is temporary. There's not a single thing that you will ever know, ever, that is not temporary. The other side of that is, even when you're in the throes of ecstasy, that is also temporary. So you can't really get attached to it. But for me, it really helps to know that this too shall pass. That phrase has saved my life. So yesterday, as much as I wanted to wallow in self-pity and go down a rabbit hole of chocolate and pasta and YouTube videos, I just observed it. I observed the feeling, and then I let it go. And sometimes the feeling hung around, it stuck around, but I didn't believe it. I didn't follow it down the rabbit hole. I just observed it. I was able to let it go much more quickly because I allowed the feeling. I recognized it, I allowed it, but I also didn't identify with it, and I didn't judge it as good or bad, shameful or right or wrong. It just was. The sun is out. It is. It's not good or bad. It's just a fact. It's happening. So the more I practice this, the weaker the hold depression has on me. And this has been about like 6 months or so. 6 months or so of doing this. And it got me for a day. That's worth what it's worth, I think. So I hope that you got something out of this video. I hope it helped you. If it did, it would help me out a lot if you liked, shared, subscribed, hit the notification bell. All of these things help me do what I am trying to do, and they help get my content in front of the eyes of people who need to see me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. I forgot what I was saying. Huh? Other part of foot cramp, Charlie horse. Hang on. Keeps screwing up my hair, and my hair is just screwed up by nature. There's nothing I can do, guys. This is the good coif.